This is the latest we've ever been in here.
Yeah, and I don't mind.
Are we recording right there?
We're gonna be.
I think we should start getting into the gratitude.
Yeah. Right now, should I record
Yeah.
her? I like it. I really like starting out with some gratitude like you.
I'm grateful for my juice this morning. Thank you.
Yes, me too. I'm grateful for being able to blend it up and I'm grateful for you going to get the stuff so I can make the juice.
I'm grateful for the groceries being in the store, being able to get to the store, even
Yeah.
being able to get in my car and go to the store or on my bike when in the
Yeah.
summertime. And I'm missing my bike, by the way.
I
Grateful
know.
for my
I know.
bike. Grateful that I got on my bike this week. We got some gratitude going back and forth. What about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely like we're talking about the food. I'm grateful for all the truckers that bring the groceries to the
Seriously,
store so
thank
I can
you.
get all the beans and greens
Thank
and
you.
all that
So
good stuff.
grateful.
Heck yeah, I'm grateful for you guys being here. Let me tell you, this is
Yes.
John and Stephanie Ignafo, and we're the founders of Plantspiration. And I'm glad you made it back for another Plantspiration Unplugged. We reach and teach as many people as we can to help them go plant-based so they can live a happier, healthier life for them, the planet, and the animals.
Woo! I love that intro. People know us for losing 250 pounds as a family and keeping it off now 13 years later.
Yeah, pretty much.
We also reversed a slew of our own chronic diseases, and now we are known for reaching and teaching people all over the world how they can get healthy too. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and thank you so much for being here. How's my volume? Am I a
Heck
little
yeah.
too,
No, I
am I
think
too
you're great.
crispy?
No, I think you're fantastic.
Welcome back. We really hope that this episode inspires you guys to keep being the inspiration the world needs to see. I think it's I feel like I'm better, a little
Is
bit
that
higher, a
better?
little bit higher.
Okay, how about
Maybe,
now?
oh, that's better.
Is that better?
I think that's better. Thank
All
you guys.
right.
So when we started this whole thing, it was like we didn't know what we were doing.
No,
We
no.
still kind of are learning as we go along, and we wanted to use this as an example of
Yeah,
just in the beginning how we felt making the diet changes before
that's right.
we went and did it.
That was like one of the things you were talking about being grateful for.
What?
You know what?
Breaking the cognitive dissonance
Yeah,
and the
that's right.
cultural conditioning.
That's right.
That was hard. Last week we talked about how to get healthy. Or
Mm-hmm.
how people don't know how to get healthy, and we're
Right.
teaching people how to get healthy. And a lot of feedback this week from people was that basically our beliefs keep us sick.
Yeah, wow. Isn't that the truth?
I mean, think about, hold on, let's just think about this.
Yes.
Our beliefs keep us sick. What does that
Yeah.
mean when I say that to you?
Wow. Well, that just means that what we believe is keeping us sick in the basic form of, and what we believe is just what we're fed, the information.
Milk does the body good.
Yeah, sure it does.
We need dairy because of the calcium.
That's right. You're not a man unless you're eating meat.
Hey, how many times did you hear that?
I heard that.
Or that being plant-based
Right, right.
is like not gonna keep your, well, who knows more than I do when I first questioned it and I said that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How could possibly eating fruits and vegetables make you healthy? Where are you going to get your calcium? Where are you going to get your protein? We were so misled, misguided.
Yeah.
But
That
before we get into that,
mm-hmm.
I got to ask you something. I couldn't. I've been waiting to get in here just to
Oh
ask you
no.
this one thing.
Uh-oh. What is it?
How's that book you've been reading?
Oh, my book I've been reading is fantastic. I love it.
So I went out and took Harlow down to Woodstock Square,
Uh-huh.
Groundhog Day, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's where they filmed the movie The Groundhog.
Uh-huh.
Is that what it was called? Groundhog Day?
Yeah,
Bill
yeah.
Murray.
Yep.
So we went into this bookshop. I don't know
Mm,
how it happened, but we ended up like with four books, all cat themed.
mm.
And I saw this one book, Prescription for Cat. The
We'll prescribe you a cat.
Will prescribe you a cat. And I
Uh,
said, check out this book. Next thing you know,
yeah.
you come in here and you start telling me,
Yeah, I'm
"Hey,
just like it's pretty cool.
what is the book about?
Oh, it's
Tell us."
I don't really I mean I just started getting into it and it's like about just dealing with life really and we'll prescribe you a cat. It's I'm barely into the book. I mean to be honest with you.
What, like literally prescribing a cat?
Yeah, yeah, it's more of a like this guy
Is
has
it
gone
old?
to
Like,
a
is it
lot of
in like,
therapists
oh,
and stuff.
okay.
No, no, this is newer because the guy's like using MapQuest to go find this place
All
and it's
right.
like
All right.
some shady area up on the fifth floor of some building. It's like this is like how do you even find this place? But it was a good, I mean, it's starting off really good. So it's really about, I know right off the bat, he was talking about seeing different therapists and stuff. So I'm like, all right, so you prescribe a cat, it's good for you. Yeah, I know how my cat is. He makes me
He,
feel good no matter
he,
what's going
I
on.
didn't know what the book was about. I just thought, oh, this looks cool. And
I'm just getting into it. It's so cool.
I love that
It's
you
pretty
came home
cool.
and you said,
Mhm.
I missed reading.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Geez. It's been a while.
It
I've been
has.
machining and reading blueprints and
Yeah, you've been busy.
technical manuals and stuff like that. It's like when you just like read to and you just don't think about anything else. It's really
It's
I missed.
relaxing.
I was like, holy cow, I missed this. This is great. Thank you again for the book.
Yeah, no problem. I love seeing that you're doing. I mean, we need to kind of take a moment to read, to take
Yeah.
some stuff in, to to not be thinking about work all the time because
Yep.
we're doing. I didn't even get to see you really this week. That's what I mean.
I
You've been
know.
so
It's
busy.
been crazy busy. My shop, the shop I work at during the day, Plantspiration.
What's busier?
Um,
What is the busiest?
um, I don't know. I mean, probably at Plantspiration. No,
Really? What?
I'm just
Come
kidding.
on now.
No, I'm just kidding. You're doing
Hey,
a
don't
great
say
job
that.
holding the fort down there, helping everybody. And no, no, just dealing with my shop and all the stuff, on my list that I've been making.
Somebody wants to visit the shop. I told you last night.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, all right, no problem. Let me run a broom around a little bit. I've been kind of busy.
I told her bring them over. Hurry up. I mean, it's exciting
Hurry
for
up.
kids to come in there and see that.
Kids gonna be like, I thought there were machines in here.
There
What's all
are,
this
there
stuff?
are. We did have, it was a busy week. I remember we had class and it was about label reading. Everybody was loving that. I
Yeah,
mean, because there's so much misleading information on that as well, all natural and
I
whole
know.
grain and, organic. So it's important that we teach people how to get that kind of stuff down. There's so much confusion going on out there. And where do you even be, you've got all this information. And then on top of it, it's like I said, there's cognitive dissonance.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot. I want to talk a little bit about that later and like
we
we're
will.
going to get into how to break free and take control of your own health. I'm always talking or getting people to, we say these things all the time, like, don't just take our word for it,
Yeah.
do the research.
Uh-huh.
We're going to a little bit more about that,
Yeah.
but
Well, it matters.
it does matter. It was just a busy week.
You
Hold
can't
on.
just take people's word for the stuff because then you go running around and are you really sure what they're saying is the truth?
I feel like I see that now more than I ever did in my life. Like I didn't see that
hmm
before. It's very clear now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And even
hmm
if I don't agree with it, I always try to look at it from
Sure.
the other perspective.
Yeah, definitely. I
But I
mean,
wasn't doing that before.
no.
When she came home and said we want to go vegan, we were immediately like, no,
Hey, that's dumb.
dumb, ridiculous.
Stupid.
What? When I opened up and researched about it, though, and I saw you could reverse disease,
hmm
you could do all that. I didn't make it happen right away.
No, it
My
got in, but it really like you kicked around this idea like what? Like
didn't seem right.
that's not what
We're hearing on the
we
TV.
know. That's not what
It was
everybody's
the first
doing.
thing that
It's
I started thinking is like, if it was so great, why aren't we hearing it on the TV?
yeah.
If it's so great, and what did I just say in Saturday support? I'll start watching the news.
Oh yeah, yeah. When they start telling the truth about plants and
Yeah, it's like when they started talking about how plants reverse disease every day, talking about it happening that we see in the plant-based world,
oh yeah,
plant-based doctors,
yeah.
we see it happening all the time. And it was one of the things that got me really
Mm.
stuck when I was like, why aren't they talking about this?
Yeah, that's like a hard hurdle there. What is going on? Well, everybody should be talking about
Why
this.
isn't everybody talking about it right now?
I don't know. I mean, just a few days of doing it, I felt so good that I was like, okay, what's going on here? We had to tell everybody about it.
Wait a minute though, when then there's
Jeez.
this whole next part where not only was I questioning like why aren't they talking about it everywhere or doing everything,
hmm
there's the whole part of when you tell somebody about it, including ourselves at
hmm
first, we
Yeah.
got mad.
Yeah, that's like
We got
you're
mad about it.
yeah, like
Like, don't tell me that
yeah,
eating fruits and
stop.
vegetables are healthy or that you could live off of them,
Yeah, what are you talking about?
right? Isn't that kind of
Yeah,
how it
that's
felt?
totally how it felt. It was like I mean, geez, you can only tell so many people. It was like almost being shunned by the Amish. Like, well, really?
That is a
Am I
very
kidding?
good description. That
Seriously.
was a very good description.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm talking about giving hugs and looking in the mirror, talking to
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, that's much better than
Well,
growling at each other.
it well, I started, yeah,
That's where you get to the point. It's like, okay, here's the real research. Like, here it is.
what a great way to put
You
it.
know, everybody's got to really make that decision for themselves. I mean, to try to change somebody's whole everything they believe from the cultural conditioning,
That's the hard part
kind of,
too.
yeah,
That's
it's
the hard part.
hard.
And everybody starts off, we were part of it, I guess. That's
Yeah.
why it's easy to talk about because I can reflect back on how I
Hmm.
didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to see it. And I was definitely like ingrained in this, but milk does the body good. I mean, when you put
Oh,
something
yeah.
on over and over and over and over again, you hear it year after year after year,
Yeah.
you believe it.
Seriously, even that old lady, where's the beef? You know, like you like this, like you need this stuff. What's for dinner?
That's the hard part is like now you got the information. Now you know what we need
Hmm.
to go all the way healthy. But then you have these cultural conditioned
Hmm.
beliefs in you that you go against.
Right. It's a struggle to not really, you can't go half cocked. You really got to know, like when you know. Like you say, don't just take my word for it. You know, that
Yeah.
is, we come back to that, like, hey,
Don't just take our word for it. The research is out there.
hmm
But having to face that research is also hard.
yeah, that is definitely, that's what I'm saying. You kind of got to, here's the research, check it out. You really should because I feel like you were going to live way healthier and longer and have more life to live.
Just by reading the research. So where
No, just by applying what you read, though, that's a big jump. That's another step in
true,
the.
true. It's like you have to, well,
You
what
take it in and accept it, and then you got to act on it, right?
yeah, I mean that's exactly what I did. But then all of a sudden it was like I was questioning everything.
Hmm. Yeah.
I started questioning everything. Like, if they're not telling us about this, what else?
Yeah, exactly. And that just gets your
Then
wheels
we
turning.
watched Chimerical.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh my
Then we
gosh.
watched, it wasn't just forks over knives that first week. It
No.
was forks over knives. It was, if What the Health was out, then we watched that. I
Yeah.
think that was out. There was Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. We got really big into juicing.
Yeah, that juicing dude. That's right.
There was,
That Miracle one, though,
it
wow. It
was
was like,
another
holy
turn
cow.
of events of, it
All the
wasn't just
chemicals
the
they're putting
food.
in everything.
Yeah, people are talking about chemicals right now, right?
Oh,
It's
always.
all over the place,
Constantly.
but right now everybody's really talking about
Oh, yeah.
that kind of stuff more so than ever.
Oh, yeah.
We already ditched
Hmm.
the Bath and Body Works stuff out of our house in 2013.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't long after, well, when we got onto that, it was a documentary called Chimerical.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was called Chimerical, and I remember, if you remember what I did, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, all we have, Bath and Body Works in every bathroom in the house, and hand pumps here, and lotions, and all I mean, hey, it
We got it
smells
for
good.
shampoo. We got it for
Yeah,
shampoo. We've got it for our hair, our body. We've got it for after body. We've got it for perfumes. We've got it for
yeah.
everything.
You like grab a laundry basket
And get every one of them out of
and
the house,
get it all
out of the bathrooms.
everywhere, everywhere.
Laundry, but no, not laundry. But there was other products that we were using.
Oh,
And
oh, oh, yeah. All the products with all this different stuff.
I was like flipping everything over. And here it is right here. You don't want to look.
Right.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I get it.
Mhm.
But you have to.
Yeah.
If you want to start getting healthier, you kind of have to really
Hmm.
dig deep into. I know that smoking's bad for you, and we were smoking.
Hmm.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
The
But
evidence was all
still,
over
I
you had
still
warning.
smoked, even though after the warnings went on there, I was still smoking
Same.
until I finally come to the realization I got to get healthier. This is just
Yeah,
wrong. What the hell am I doing?
that was a hard part.
That
But
was.
once I was researching some of the chemicals, because then things go through your head like, am I overdoing it? Everybody's putting this stuff on. See, there it is. Everybody's putting this stuff on. They're selling it all over the place.
Oh,
If it was
man.
so bad,
Yeah.
Why would they be selling
Well,
it?
look at what the actual tests are. Well, it's good, up this percentage of,
I was freaked out by
this
that.
much. And then it's like, well, but on the bottle of this, it
There's
apply it 3 times a day, plus your shampoo and your hair, your conditioning, you're doing all this different stuff. And it's
it
the same
was
chemical and all these different things all day long in your lotions. And it's
and
like,
who decides how much my liver's gonna tolerate?
well, the government, they know how much
So
you
go
can.
ahead and put it in and go ahead
Yeah.
and put it in and go ahead
Hmm.
and put it in. So we took the Bath and Body Works out of our house and 99.9% of I kept the bleach. I'm gonna be
Well,
honest, I kept the bleach.
yeah.
But I started using like everything I could, cleaner and cleaner and cleaner the more we learned about it.
Yep.
But my
Yep.
gosh,
That was
the
terrible.
Bath and Body Works freaked me out.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I
I mean, you
mean,
just
there's
think
more
it's,
products like that. Like, so I'm not just trying to, I am not
oh,
trying to
yeah,
single them out, that we were just a big consumer of them.
big
We
time. Yeah.
lived close by. It was the buy one, get two free or whatever it was constantly, and the marketing to get you back
Oh,
in there
man,
and the
yeah.
marketing.
3 for 10, they
And,
get
and
you.
I would
All
say,
these
like,
companies do, not just them again.
if it wasn't safe, they wouldn't be selling
Yeah,
it.
come on. You can have, that's ridiculous.
That's the stuff that you don't want to go down and read.
Hmm.
But it's good to know because then you really start making those changes.
Yeah.
Once we watched that first documentary on the plants, why aren't they
Hmm.
telling us?
Then, well, yeah,
I
that
was a,
realization, like you said, of like, oh my God, what
why
else?
aren't they telling us? What else aren't they telling? And
Yeah.
then the chemical stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I'm the only one that can take the best care of myself.
Yeah.
And then I just started consuming everything I could on it.
That's what you can control. You can't control what they put in the stuff, but you can control not buying it,
Yeah.
you know?
And I'm seeing that a lot too. They're talking about taking these certain chemicals and the red dye, of course, out of these products. And we're over here like we stopped buying all of that
Yeah.
stuff. We don't need it.
Mm,
We're still being convinced by this marketing and this consumerism that we
man.
need, that we're in a rush and you need to do this and
Yeah.
quickly that. Listen, not only are these people over here learning how to undo the habits, the cultural conditioning, the cognitive
Yeah.
dissonance, I mean, they're learning
Hmm.
what they can control, what you eat and what you feed your brain, what you tell your brain, what you tell.
Yeah.
How awesome was that this morning, listening to people saying,
That was awesome.
did you know I was going to talk about that?
No.
The looking in the mirror. Have you ever looked in the mirror?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Tell you about it. It's like I got to look at myself. Like,
Okay, but I mean, we're all looking at ourselves. We're all looking in the mirror.
no,
We're
but
all
not
brushing
just
our
seeing
teeth.
how my hair is or whatever, or
Well,
did I brush
explain,
my teeth?
you
No.
explain.
It's
I
just
like
more
your
of eye, like it's
perspective.
like eye contact, really, is what it is to really like look at yourself. It's
It's
almost,
hard.
it's uncomfortable
It's hard.
in the beginning. It is.
When I'm over here talking about this on the live and I'm coaching people and I'm explaining this, what are
Hmm.
you thinking?
I'm like, go, girl, you go, because it's all good stuff. I mean, it's like I've gone through the things that you're talking about.
Well, because I've been talking about this stuff for a while.
Oh,
Like I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
be here if it wasn't for
exactly.
like bring on the falls,
Oh,
the
I get all
failures.
the training. I get it all first. Like when you when you're doing your extra your courses and different things and everything. And I mean, we're applying it. Like,
Well, I want to consume everything.
hmm.
Finding out the things that were bad for us were one thing, and I could have easily sat there and, sucked my thumb and been like, "Oh my God, this is terrible."
Mm,
Everything is coming at me. You know, we didn't just remove toxic things on our skin and then our food.
right,
We shut the TV off because I couldn't stand the commercials.
right, right.
What I realized though, while that was happening, I was getting happier.
Hmm.
All around, we were all getting happier.
Yep.
I realized I was stressing less. I wasn't
Hmm.
freaking out about stuff. I wasn't catastrophizing things. I had a sense of calmness that started coming over that all of you guys were like, Mom is like chilling out. I realized I never watched the news and thought, wow, I feel awesome. I can't, like, I'm so happy.
Yeah. Wow. Let me get on with my day.
I never felt like that
That's right.
about anything on there. It was,
You were wound up so tight from everything that was going on.
you'd put the news on in the morning.
Hmm.
It would be the weather guide to make
Yeah,
sure
I
what
want
we're
to
doing
see the
first.
weather, but
Yeah.
you hear so much
And then it was repeated
more. Yeah. Yep.
every half hour, the same
Oh
news.
yeah.
Did I
To
turn it
different
off?
people.
No, it wasn't even for like
Change the
three
channel. It's
hours.
the same story.
I mean, sure, there was a little bit of funny stuff. I mean, we listened to the local. We were listening to the local channels, and you get to know some of the
Yeah.
newscasters. I mean, for goodness sakes, do you know that was one of my goals in life? I wanted to be a newscaster. It was one
Yeah.
of my first
You
like
were into
career
it.
things.
Yeah.
Like,
You were
I'm
like,
going to
I'm
be on
gonna
the
do
news.
this. Doing a school paper
I
and
would
right,
I
right,
would have
and the
been a whistle.
yearbook
I
and
would have
all
been a
that.
whistleblower. I would have been like,
Oh,
this isn't real. I
for
look
real,
for it.
for real.
That's kind of what was going. Anyway, so we're
Yeah.
listening to the news every
Uh-huh.
morning, and I get the kids off to school. It'd be
Uh-huh.
an hour now that the same stuff is repeating and repeating. There's nothing great. Car accidents,
Yeah.
shootings going on because it was more towards Chicago,
Yeah. Yeah.
crime,
For sure.
unfortunate stories, wars going on, and the things I don't
Yeah.
talk about that we won't talk about, but it was a constant. And it's then it would be on all day long while I'm trying to get
Hmm.
stuff done.
That's what I'm saying. All through the whole day, same stories, different newscasters, different channels, same story. It's like, oh
And
my
then it would
goodness.
be this.
Then
Did you
you'd be
see
on the
that?
phone, yeah,
Did you see
with your
that?
girls, like,
I can't believe what's going on out there. And then that would go on for a few
yeah,
hours or
yeah,
whatever. And then at home it would be like time to turn on the news. Let's see what changed.
yeah.
Not a damn thing.
No,
It's still scary out there. And they're still not talking about how to get healthy.
no, I know.
Or, hey, did you know the latest news is that Dean Ornish did a study on reversing Alzheimer's?
Wow, really?
I mean, he was on the news for a little bit, but it was over in a blip. I
Yeah.
mean, I thought this should be national news. Do 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 do. Like
No.
newsflash,
Yeah.
we can reverse Alzheimer's. Let's not forget heart disease for 20 years.
Yeah.
We have evidence-based information. This is
They
when I
should have
get
been
hyped.
the bulletin going
It
across the
should be
screen, like
going
when
across
there's
every
bad weather,
day.
tornadoes, beep, beep, warning.
It should be
Like,
going across the
you need
news
to
all
hear
day
this.
long.
This is fantastic news.
So then when I started realizing, like, why isn't it just, people then would message me, like, oh, there's something on the news that's plant-based. It was vague
Yeah.
based.
Yeah.
Can't say the whole thing. I would, I would go to hospitals and ask if I can come in there and teach the Food
Hmm.
for Life classes. And I got told one time, we know exactly what this is, but we don't want to do it.
Yeah. Huh.
What?
Well, thanks.
Hold on.
Like, wait.
I'm in a hospital and I'm like, I'm gonna for free teach a class how to prevent and prevention. Isn't
Oh,
that what you
oh,
guys say?
hold
Let
on.
me
I need
prevent.
my job. The lady's like,
She did not say that. She did not say
but
that.
wow, they were really reluctant. Like,
And then
no,
that
no.
happened, and I come home and I'm like, I'm freaked out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Why aren't they telling? Now I want to just go in there and tell everybody, like, do you guys know that they're not telling you this? Then that one friend that called me,
Hmm.
she was in Wisconsin. She had cancer,
Hmm.
a classmate. This is some serious stuff.
Yeah, tell
Do
me.
you remember? And she's like, so people saw me on Facebook, my classmates, stuff like that. They saw me.
Hmm.
And I would get these calls when people were terminal.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
I got to take a breath for a second. So
well,
she'd
there
give,
was a lot. There was a lot of pressure.
well, yeah, she called me up and she's like, all right, I've been seeing you. Everybody saw me, but they only called me when it was the end of the rope, the worst of I had like three people in that one
Yeah,
year that called me and they were terminal. And I was like, dang, okay, hold on.
yeah.
So she asked me to come in there and she was in the hospital and she goes, can you come up here? And I said, yeah, I'll be right there. And what did I do? I immediately made a juice. She had a very serious cancer. It was
Mm.
reoccurring. Now it's back. Now she's really sick. I didn't know what to do. So the first thing I do, this was in probably 2015,
Mm.
16
Yeah.
maybe. And
Hmm.
I run up there with the juice. And the first thing I say to her is, I said, we got to get somebody up here, a dietitian or nutritionist that we could talk to, because she's like, yeah, they're not, they're saying like, there's nothing here, whole food, plant-based or something like that. And I said, well, I know there is,
Yeah,
I know how this works.
they
So
have vegetables and potatoes and different
exactly.
things and
So
spinach in the
all of a
hospital.
sudden, well, time goes by, a lady comes up. And she comes in and she starts talking to her and she said, hi, I was called in to talk about plant-based nutrition. And she gives her these lists of juices and recipes for smoothies and products that you can order that are plant-based if she needed a feeding tube and stuff like this.
Oh,
My mouth was on the floor.
wow.
I was like, what is, I could not, after I just told you all this stuff that I was going, nobody was talking about it.
Yeah.
Now she's in here with this cancer, and all of a sudden, this angel comes in and starts talking about like how to manage it and what we're going to do for nutrition. And so I just was like, could I talk to you on the hallway really quick?
Yeah, wow. Do that. You got to tell me about this because, geez.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, a little bit. I just think I remember you talking to this lady, but I don't remember exactly the outcome. But it
Well, I
was
was
like,
like, how did you get up here?
yeah, where did you come from?
She said they only call me on special request. I said, so you don't get to come up here and talk to every cancer patient and give them the option that they could go plant-based, and these would be the benefits of it, because don't just take my word for it out there. The benefits of going plant-based while
Hmm.
having cancer, fighting cancer, surviving
Hmm.
cancer, the evidence is insurmountable.
Yeah. Don't
So
wait.
don't, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian. I'm somebody who teaches people about plant-based nutrition and how to
Hmm.
how to do this. And I've
Hmm.
taught many classes on cancer, the power of foods and cancer. So I was shocked that they didn't offer that, and it had to be like a request of a request of a request at the time to get somebody like that up there.
My goodness. That should be standard.
Brings me back to
Yeah.
now, why aren't they talking about this? And yet here was somebody in the hospital that was talking about it.
Well, yeah, only on a certain special request.
I don't understand.
Can you get somebody up there?
So why is it like that?
I don't know. Well, I know why,
Tell me.
because there's no money in healthy people.
There
What?
is no money in healthy people.
I mean, really?
Why aren't they talking about plants on the news? Why aren't they talking about this? Why isn't Dean Ornish being interviewed all over the place? Why isn't Neil Barnard across every station all over the
Do you really
planet?
want to know?
Yeah, tell me. I mean, I know, but
Well,
let's talk about
well, let's
this.
talk about it. Well, who are we talking about? Who
Which
the
part?
medical, the plants, the medical
All
stuff
of it.
like, oh wow, you could have this because the news is pretty much run by the medical.
It is.
It's purchased and
That's hard information
that's deep.
to take.
Hmm.
But they would lose sponsorship if we started telling people that you could,
Yeah.
get healthy if you
You
started
don't
eating
see
that
any
stuff.
broccoli commercials or anything,
Yeah, why? Yeah, think about that, you guys.
from the
Why?
carrot, committee. You don't
Yeah,
see
we
that.
just wanted to talk about that eating broccoli is one of the greatest things that you could do.
Yeah.
Look at that reel that I just did this week on the
Oh,
benefits
that
of
was
eating
great. That
plants.
was great.
Could you,
Side effects. That was
the side
great.
effects, could you imagine if you heard that reel every
Mhm.
commercial, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7, on the news?
That would be great.
More people would start eating plants.
That would be great. Yeah.
People would start believing like, wow, if
The
I
side effects of carrots, feeling great.
yeah, apples, I'm awesome.
Yeah,
That's what I want people to keep hearing. And that is what's going on at Plantspiration.
that is.
They're talking about it.
Yeah.
How many people come in and go, my husband's never going to do it?
Oh my gosh.
Never
Yeah.
say never.
Never say never
Never
because
say never. You
today
hear
we heard another
again.
another guy coming over the crowd. Yeah.
The claps.
Love it. I love it.
This is what I'm talking about. They're listening to you, John.
They should. I mean, it's like, oh, you gotta, you're not a man unless you're eating meat. Well, I
That's
think you really need to be, you know, honest and look at the information and what it's really doing to you.
that's hard to do.
That is hard to do.
Because why?
Cultural conditioning, everything we've learned, it just goes against everything we learned.
Don't you
So the cognitive dissonance is like, it's there. All of a sudden, what you've been doing and thinking is true and right, just really, and then you find out this other information that should supersede it easily, and yet it's a struggle right there.
it made me mad.
Yeah, yeah, I was pissed. I was pissed. We were,
It's
you like go through different stages, you
it
know?
was. It was like grief.
I mean, well, at first I was like,
Not doing
no, it's
that.
doubt.
They would tell
No.
us if it was true. They would be teaching it to us if it was
Yeah.
true.
And then, you get a little deeper and it's like, oh.
Then I was like, why are they telling us to take all this stuff?
Hmm.
I mean, you have to stop and think, and stopping and thinking is that hard part
Yeah.
because it's such subconscious information coming constantly. And then the misinformation gets spread.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I
Oh,
can't believe in this day and age, people are still asking where I get my protein.
Well, that's how confusing it is out there. They don't understand because of
The packaging,
all the,
high
yeah,
protein,
the
high protein.
packaging, the who's pushing the message, you know.
Doctors should know that protein comes from plants, though. This is
Hmm.
like elementary information. Leo knows.
Man, I'm telling you.
Leo, 5 years old.
I know.
Ask him, where does
All plants
contain
contain
protein?
protein. Do you know 16% of a lemon is protein?
Really? Yes.
Fun fact.
Just that's what I'm talking about. And that's why you hear me always telling people they got to shut off the
I
news.
looked at test results. I did not do the test myself. Full disclaimer, but
Because it's not telling them all day long. That's why everybody's
mhm.
doing so good at Plantspiration. I'm coming in here. We're talking about behavior change stuff.
Yeah,
We're talking about positive stuff. Dopamine hits. It's feel the love February, and
that's right.
we're bringing it.
Heck yeah.
Look at how that Saturday sport group went.
And that was
Yes.
awesome. High
Oh my
fiber.
gosh. It's watching everybody interact with everybody. It's like they're finally there.
I know
It's
they're happy to be there. They're like, there's like other
people
people that are
doing
doing
this.
the same thing that I'm doing that have these beliefs and a feeling, we are feeling the power.
Well, and then the rest of the household may not be on board, and that's where that
Uh-huh.
anger comes in,
Uh-huh.
and that frustration comes in, and then people fall back into their old habits because it's hard to make the healthy changes when we're
Well, yeah, when there's
so
a lot
ingrained.
of landmines as they were described of today in
That
the
was
household.
great.
Yeah.
Landmines.
Yeah. A lot of other people eating other different food that we're not eating anymore. And
She did not have cognitive dissonance,
no, she took it on right away.
and it it's like just when you get over that, then there's the cultural conditioning. You still have this stuff around you, and then the
Mhm.
holidays come up, and then the birthdays come up, and then the celebration. you know Again, here we are.
We're still celebrating and having
This
all these
That's
excellent times.
yes,
We're just not eating, anything with animal in it. We're just changing the ingredients out a little bit
and we get it.
and we're feeling freaking great.
I thought at first when we were going to do this that we were going to give up everything.
I
I
know.
was like, we're not going to have any celebrations. We're never going to have cake
How
again.
am I going to do
I will
that?
never have fun.
Uh,
That is really how I did I just wanted to lose weight. I had
mhm.
no idea it was going to save my life, change my life, make my brain want to do amazing things, build my self confidence, empower me to do anything, not be afraid of fear. Just like it
Hmm.
changed everything. That's so. We want you to feel this good.
Yeah, we do.
We want you to feel this good.
It's amazing.
The
I'm
side
telling you.
effects are awesome. I just think back of what it was like lugging stuff around. And I tell people, speaking of lugging around, how much weight are people not lugging around this week? Could we get to the Plantspiration Health Report?
All right. Yeah, we could do that.
Is
Yeah.
it too early?
No,
You
it's
can
all
tell
right.
me.
This week's Plantspiration Health Report is brought to you by Myers Grocery Store for our smoothies and our juices and
Wait a
all our
minute.
good veggies. I was just there about an hour and a half ago and bought all the stuff up.
Let me let me just tell these guys. He comes home. Thank you, Myers. We love you. When
I
we
saw
go into
Larry in
when we go to Myers, they're
produce.
high-fiving us in
Mhm.
the door. It's like here, high fiber.
Like, yeah,
Josh right in the door. Larry's yelling across, "Hey,
I got
John."
the kale.
Yeah, they know. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah,
That
it's
feels
awesome.
good
That
to,
does.
know. And they ask me questions about the plants.
Yeah.
Anyway, you
Uh,
told me the greatest story today.
What was it? Because a lot of great things.
You're like, so I got the soy milk, but
Oh
there
yeah.
was none in the.
There was none in the thing. And then in the refrigerator, I'm like, and I saw this lady go by with three of them in her cart. And I was like, should I? Yeah, what the hell? You got nothing to lose. I asked the lady, I'm like, is it possible I could get one of
I
those
cannot
half
believe it.
gallons
I stopped dead
of
in my
of the
tracks.
milk, the soy milk? I just don't like anything else, bad dairy. She's like, I know. She's
Did
like,
you
oh my
say
God, no
that?
problem.
Did you say that? I
Well,
love
yeah,
it.
because I could see the stuff in her cart was like dairy-free stuff. She had no cheese. There was meat and stuff in here, but there was no
She knew.
cheese. Yeah, no dairy. I could see it.
That's awesome.
I'm
Well,
like, all right. But she was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I saw it was the last one. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take them all. And I'm like, that's really great. Thank you.
can I have one?
Yeah, I asked her for
Speaking
one.
of
I'm like,
which,
can you give up one of those? And yeah, she was cool.
Here's a
Thank
great
you.
here's a great way to break cognitive dissonance.
Mm,
We're the only mammals who drink milk from another mammal.
not anymore.
But
Not
but
me.
think about that, and that helps
That's weird.
That's some critical thinking right there. So who started that?
A farmer. Somebody had too much milk.
But
I don't know.
we
I
don't do
don't know.
that. We breastfeed, we end
To
it,
be the first
and you
one.
go
Yo,
to
you gotta
milk.
try this.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And guys, right? We grow up thinking that this is what makes you tough, but now you kind of look at it a little bit differently today. Like
Oh
that is
yeah.
not how this works.
No, I've seen the studies. It dairy leaches all the good stuff out of your bones. So
It's not
it's not,
right.
it's doing the opposite of what they're saying. It doesn't do your body good.
Why isn't that on the label?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Just
I know we talk about this and we've taken the courses and we hear it all the time, but I, when we first,
because
that
they're trying to sell it. That's why. Because people
follow
will
the
buy
money.
it, you know?
Then there's people who are like, but these studies, remember in the beginning when I would talk about this
hmm
and people would want to post these studies from WebMD?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
WebMD, I was like, LOL,
Mm.
that's not a resource.
No.
That's a
No.
funded.
Yeah, that's not a good.
Do people realize that?
I don't know. Hopefully now,
WebMD
maybe.
is funded by a pharmaceutical
Yeah, you don't want to go
that
there.
every answer is going to not say go eat your plants all the
No.
That's what it should say, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it should say, we've got a doctor for heart disease, we've got a
Mhm.
doctor for kidney, we've got, I just heard Brooke Goldner talking about this.
Mm.
They talked about it at ICNM, Ornish. There's a doctor for every single organ, but they're not teaching doctors. It's down to one thing,
Right.
diet,
Right.
and lifestyle.
Well,
And
that's
that's what
plantspiration because you don't need college. You don't need to go to college for this
for
knowledge.
that
That's what it
knowledge.
is.
Man, what a week. And then I did that interview this week.
Oh
That
yeah,
the
that's right.
cat.
That's right. Oh my God.
I waited and waited and waited to do
The
this
one night
interview.
I have a business meeting
I
in the
was
evening
I
and
was so excited to do this. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't wait to talk about the podcast. I can't wait to get out there. And then I had to reschedule it. Something had happened,
mm-hmm.
and I was just like, I had to reschedule it.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
was like, oh my gosh. And then I'm just going to talk about this for a second and be
Yeah,
real.
that was fun.
I had not had my hair done in like 13 or 14 weeks.
Yeah. It's been a while.
I did the interview, and then the next day I got my hair done, but I was already talking myself up, like, don't worry about it. People have gray hair, and I'm
Yeah,
pretty
whatever.
good with it. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big of a deal. But for some reason, the way it looked, it was like all I could notice when I was doing
Well,
it. And
sure.
I thought, okay, whatever. This is
It's
just going to
you.
go great. And I'm still excited to be here, and I'm excited to share my story, and I'm excited to meet Maxim. I saw
Yeah.
him at ICNM, like his work,
Mm-hmm.
everything he
Mm-hmm.
does. Cool. And I start getting into the interview, and then here comes Axel.
Mm-mm.
And he's doing like an OnlyFans right on.
No.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. It's like
Yeah.
when I'm on there talking, he's got to get up there.
Yeah. All
He's
cats do
like,
that. I don't
get
know. What
your
is the
butt
deal?
out of, and I'm on an interview, dude.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to pay attention because he's asking me serious questions like, how did this impact your family and what made you? It was just such an awesome interview, and as soon as I got him off the dot, I'm petting him. I've got hair blowing all over my face at this
Mm.
point. And then I'm trying now he's attacking me in the middle
Oh
of the
no,
interview.
no.
Yeah, biting
Biting your
me.
legs and
I
stuff.
look like the jaws where I'm just jerking
Like yeah,
around. Yeah.
twitching.
I know that was a bad example, but he's biting me and I'm just like, I'm gonna try to text somebody in the house, like, could you please get him out of here? Like, and I'm not ready to say, hey, could we pause? I'm getting attacked by my cat. This isn't, I can't focus as best as I can right now. And
Yeah.
the next thing I know, he starts hurling hard, like the hardest I've ever heard
Oh
him
no.
yakking in the background. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is not happening right now.
No.
I wish I could go back and have just talked about it, like, hey, sorry, my cat's barfing right now.
Yeah, right.
But I just
He
wasn't
played it off
really.
like it wasn't happening.
Well, you'll probably hear in the podcast, I'm like getting really loud like this, trying to
Trying to
not.
block out the hurl master.
It was like, it was a little bit of like, this
Uh,
moment I was waiting for. And I was
yeah.
so excited. And then as all this is going on, I don't realize like I'm in the dark now because of the
Sun's gone down. You didn't have a light
like
on.
I was so distracted. Next thing you know, I look up and I'm like, I'm in pitch black. So this whole interview I'm really excited for because
You can't even see
you
me.
can't even,
You're gonna be like,
I don't know, I don't even want to listen to it.
oh yeah.
I'm excited for it,
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
course,
But
but
not the cat
to,
attacks.
I don't really want to listen to it. Because
That's funny.
what part?
Just the cat.
He does that to me when I'm on calls.
I
It's
know. I've
very,
seen that. I've seen it.
it's like I'm in the middle of a very serious call
We're
here.
at a
People
board
are,
meeting where I'm out of the house and I'm also calling into the Zoom and he's
yeah.
attacking you or
What is wrong? Do we have
I
a
know.
cat expert out there? Like, we need some advice. Why is he doing this to me?
Yeah, drop it in the comments. Let us know what the
He's a
hell's going on.
bully,
He is a bully.
but then he's the sweetest little baby
But
in the world.
I'm sure did he get fed or what? No, maybe
Let
not.
me tell you
I
what,
bet not,
he
because you know
harassed.
how
Have you
cats are.
seen him?
Yeah.
He's been fed.
Oh, I
He's been
know.
fed.
I know.
This is the problem because he harasses every single one of us.
He's only like 14 pounds or
What?
16 or
Too
something.
much.
Yeah.
If I see, here's the thing.
He's not a panther, but he's a big boy.
And people have shamed me if I post about
Yeah,
him.
like, oh,
We really are always trying. We've got him on a schedule. We've
yeah.
changed
I got
foods.
an automatic feeder thing to not
We love
overdo it.
him so much.
Well, yeah, if
He's
he's
the most,
ripping your ankles open, I guess you need to feed him more.
no, that's not the case. He needs to get some manners. He's very aggressive, but then he's the
He is.
sweetest little,
Oh
until
my
he
God.
slapped you in the face this
That
week.
was crazy. What the hell was that?
So I
He's
had,
laying on me. He was still purring even after he whacked me so hard. My glasses were all cockeyed on my face. I'm like, what the heck just happened? It
I
was
look
like
over,
lightning whack.
your glasses are halfway off your face. I go, what the heck? He
I
goes,
don't know.
you look stunned. You were
I
like,
was. He cracked me and took off. I'm like, what? He was laying on me so nice. And I have no idea.
stunned.
It
He
was
slapped me in the face because I started singing,
crazy.
and I was like stunned to get right across the face. He
I'm
slapped
telling you.
because for people trying to envision how
He
this,
lays in our arms like a
like a
baby.
baby. He
So
wants to be held like a baby, and then he takes his paw and then he starts petting you on the face,
until he
and
smacks you upside the
all of a
head.
sudden,
I was like, what the heck did I
all of
do?
a sudden, he's a
That was
little,
great.
and then I'm doing my grocery hauls and and then he's in on those. So I have had to give him something so that I can do my
Mhm.
lives. Because as soon as I go live, all of a sudden
It's attack mode.
he's
He
like,
doesn't like the
hey,
camera because you're always
hates the paparazzi.
actually, that's maybe where it started from. Oh, she's on the camera.
Oh, she's taking
Because
it.
you're always trying to video him and he is not in it. He is like, mm-mm, no. It's funny.
And then the one time I'm taking an awesome video of him giving a handshake
Yeah.
and you blew it.
Yeah, I blew it. That's right.
I'm
We
gonna
need
share the video, John.
sometime.
You don't want to talk about it.
No.
I'm going
How
to.
do I know you're videoing? Shush.
I'm gonna say it so that they're in on
So,
it.
anyways, our health report that we talked about a long time ago, brought
Wait
to
a
you by
minute. You
Meyer,
really don't want. So
is
I'm giving the cat a handshake and I'm like,
our,
hold on. I'm recording this. Don't worry. It's normal.
I was I was in the shop.
You came in and I said,
I didn't hear anything. I was ripping ass.
I'm taking this video, you guys. The cat shakes paws, then he switches hands. I'm on roller skates.
Oh yeah.
Not easy to get up and down. I'm over here shaking paws
See,
with
now
him.
you don't have to share the
Eh,
video.
I think we should, if you guys think we should share it, let
No.
me know. And all of a sudden in the background, it's just like, don't beep it out, but it was like a big one.
Yeah.
And I was so mad
And the
anyway.
crowd went wild.
All
So
right.
yeah, I was recording.
That is, my
Oh,
reaction was
okay.
definitely like, what the? Anyway,
Anyways, sorry. Hey,
Plantspiration
it's
health
okay
report.
because it's all right if I fart from beans.
And that was a good, that went almost a little viral, that
Yeah.
one. That was a good Batman video we did.
Last
So
week we were down, or up, I should say, for people losing. Is it down or up? Our numbers up, but people are losing weight. And we were at 1,163 pounds.
what weighs 1,163 pounds? I want to know.
I don't know.
What would weigh, like, I like to have a scale, like a banana for scale.
I don't know.
I'll look while you're talking about
Maybe
this.
9 of me. I don't know.
9 of you?
I don't know. Yeah, 10 would be 116
I
pounds.
dropped my
I don't
phone.
know.
I can't reach it.
Anyways, this week.
I love that you don't
People
tell
are
me.
down. Drum roll. Or, anyways, they dialed in at 1,218 pounds.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on
Uh-huh.
already. You guys,
People
where's
are
the
crushing it. Woo! Gosh, man, I'm telling you, that's awesome.
say it again?
1,218 pounds.
1,200. How much more was that again? Another 40 pounds?
Like 55, actually.
Holy shnikes.
Mhm.
Okay. We have a running calculator here of how much weight people are losing at Plantspiration every week. We started keeping track when we started the podcast. And that is our Plantspiration health report. On top of people losing weight, continued reduction of chronic pain. We've
Mm-hmm.
revert people at Plantspiration have reversed heart disease, end stage heart disease. I'd like to point out
Yeah.
diabetes, severe diabetes, where A1Cs were in the 12
Yeah.
down to normal, reversing it within months. Hypothyroidism, angina, inflammation, eczema, we had even great blood pressure results this week.
Yeah.
Labs were coming in great, and not always does this happen. We have,
People are eating more, losing weight.
yeah, oh yeah, that's the other
Take
thing.
that in.
Eating more, losing weight, that's the other thing. And not, and
And feeling great and getting better
yeah,
sleep. I mean, everybody's checking in and really crushing it.
I have to be honest, not everybody gets, you know, crushing it right in the beginning. There's
No, no.
obstacles, there's stuff going on in their
Some
life.
people aren't crushing it this week, but they're still on their
They're
road, on their
they're
highway to
crushing it.
health.
I think everybody's crushing it, but the point is this is what's so important about Plantspiration and what we
Mm-hmm.
hear on Saturday, that
Mm-hmm.
there's no giving up. This is about getting through those obstacles, those challenges with family not on board,
And
or
them showing up is crushing it.
it is. It helps with the cognitive dissonance, and the cultural
Yes.
conditioning is really what that was about this morning.
Yeah, it was.
We all know eating whole food plant-based, the evidence behind preventing and reversing disease is exactly what they're learning here. And there's no question about this evidence-based information. And they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
When they go off or they have something that isn't right, nobody is questioning themselves. They know to get right back on. They're
Oh,
not even
yeah.
beating themselves up anymore.
No,
Think
no.
about, hold on, just,
What?
oh my gosh, the one who's just keeping charts, posted the chart of movement. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't want to mention
Mm-hmm.
names because these people are going to be
No,
on here
that's
talking
awesome.
about their success stories.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
We have to get guests on here, but we have to figure out also how is that going to work?
I'll get it. No, there's no problem. They'll zoom in and we'll hook it all up.
Wait,
Yeah, that's what this thingy works.
how
This,
that works right
yeah,
there?
it'll work. It'll work.
We
We'll get
have a
people
lineup of
dialed in.
people. People are waiting to get on the podcast.
Oh,
That's what
there's
we
a
have.
line outside the building right now.
We have not had a chance to even talk about this. We're definitely going to start with
No,
Noah.
it's been a crazy busy week. Okay.
Mhm.
Just, I mean, to be honest with you. And that's all. I love it though.
That's all right.
I love it. We're getting stuff done.
We are lining up Noah first.
Uh-huh. Yep,
I
yep.
think that's exciting because it's not what people think.
Uh-huh.
Noah lived with us for a
Yep,
while.
yep.
He lived with us for a while. He is also the CFO of Plantspiration.
That's right.
And his story, yeah, thank you,
Heck yeah.
Noah, who
Thank you.
volunteers his time, by the way, for
Mhm.
our nonprofit. And
Heck yeah.
I just thought, what a great, and he did a little transformation here at the same
Oh
time,
yeah.
which was not expected, you know.
No, no, it wasn't.
What a really cool time that was.
It was to watch somebody
Make the transformation.
transform. Yeah.
And he's a twin,
Yeah, yeah.
and the twin didn't.
No, no. We got
It,
our own twin
twin
experiment.
experiment. Speaking of twin experiment,
Yeah.
that was awesome meeting Dr. Gardner.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
When he talked about that study and the way that the media put it out there and how
Oh
they
yeah.
spread the misinformation and how bent he was about it and
Oh,
how
definitely. Yeah.
the way that he handled that situation is why I feel so passionate about what we're doing.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna sit there and let people think a certain thing. He's gonna like be like, no,
Elaborate
it
it.
actually
Elaborate what we're talking about. So anybody who wasn't
um well, really from the twin experience,
The We Are What We Eat documentary.
yes, yes. Basically it was funded by whoever wanted the study, but and he gets all these results and all the information, but then, somebody else is doing a documentary.
It was one of the
So,
quickest studies that they did. It was like a last minute thing.
hmm
And they're over here doing the study while they're already starting to cut the film,
hmm
basically what was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
He was so busy in it, he it just came out and it started taking off, right?
Right, yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, people were reading whatever they've seen it or and the
It was about
information
comparing two
wasn't
it
all,
was
it wasn't displayed as it actually was. It was like partial.
they
It
cut
wasn't
out
all
some of
of
the
his.
information, not
Yeah, yeah.
intentionally.
No, no,
It was
no,
done
not at all.
awesome, but there was some information that, of course, somebody's
So
gonna.
then people are calling him out of, oh, that's crappy study,
They
and
didn't.
he's
You
like,
gave
whoa,
them
hold up.
different amounts of food or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Oh, these twins, well, you gave this one less food.
Less calories,
Yeah,
less
that's
this,
why
because
they,
they did some on a carnivore diet and some on the
yeah,
a
that
plant-based diet.
exactly. That was the whole
And the study,
point
the
of the
outcome,
study.
of course, was the one on the plant-based. The numbers were great. The health was great, and that's
Yeah.
what the whole thing was about. But people came back and said that you didn't do it fair.
Yeah,
It wasn't fair.
yeah, look at you gave them less calories. No, we gave them all
The
the same
same
amount of
calories.
calories, but they were full and didn't eat it all.
Yeah,
Because that food fills you up. Your nutrients are like, yep,
uh,
we're good. And
exactly.
that's
And the
so,
way that he came out and talked about this,
oh,
this was
much
one of the
more
greatest.
eloquently than I'm just killing it right now.
I know.
But
We're going to tell him
sorry.
one day that we talked about this and we didn't get it right, but we just the way that he handled it and he went out and talked about it and straightened it out and then the wonderful response he got back. So
Yeah.
there it is right there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
come back out here with the truth and that guy could have easily disputed it and said whatever he was in his beliefs.
Oh, exactly. But he took the information and he heard it. He listened to the other side and like, you know what?
And
Hey,
that's what
sorry
people
for,
more of
beating you
this.
up.
I'm so grateful that he shared this story.
Yeah.
So in the end I guess we should talk about what we just covered.
hmm
Cognitive dissonance, cultural conditioning, a lot of stuff that when we made this transition, it was really overwhelming. It was confusing because it was going against everything that we believed in. My
hmm
doctor told me to have dairy. My doctor told me to increase my protein. My doctor told me to, do this, do that. I take the kids to the pediatrician. We've been talking about this every week on our
Yeah.
podcast, how we learned and what we learned and how it got us sick.
Yep.
Now, what we're doing is hopefully inspiring people to eat more plants,
hmm
not be sick. We know what that feeling was right away when we heard it could reverse disease. I was like,
What?
they'd be telling us.
Dude,
So
I used to wake up where, I mean, my knuckles would hurt. I was like so
terrible
inflamed from head to toe. But
in our 40s.
yeah, I mean, definitely, working out in the shop and stuff. So using your hands a lot, any mechanic, any guys that are like really,
Everyone we know.
working on stuff. I mean, just waking up and them,
Yeah,
they
guys don't
felt
talk about this.
bloated
Hold
and
on.
puffed up and hurting, like just swollen on the
Guys.
inside. If they didn't look like it, wow, they felt like it though.
And you never complain, tough guy.
Hey,
How you
I'm going to
doing?
work. I'm
You
taking
never
care of the
really complained,
family.
but I would
Why?
hear
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? You're beat up, your knees,
Yeah.
all this
Oh
stuff,
God, the knees.
doing the stuff, some of the stuff that you
hmm
would do, and how
hmm
just knowing that there was something we could do is worth telling everybody.
I mean, I still didn't believe it, but I'm like, we're doing this. I got to do something because this has got to change. And holy cow,
How do we break free and take control of our health? I'm going to drop some tips right now.
you should drop them tips, girl.
Number one, question everything. We
Everything.
questioned everything. It was not easy to face this information when we first heard it. It went against
Mhm.
everything we'd ever been taught, what we learned, what I was raised by, genetics, this. I'm going to just, it once,
Everything that continues to come out of the radio or on the
it,
side of the road or commercials or down
once we
everywhere,
got
everything.
this information though, once I found out about plants, and then we took the philosophy class. That's a whole nother day.
Oh, that just
We
really.
just came out of this within probably the first year. It took a good year, and it was, I have to question everything. I'm going to question
Mhm.
everything I start seeing. Who told me this? Who profits from me believing this? Now
Yeah,
that's some really good critical thinking. Who
definitely.
profits?
Who profits from the message?
We're not profiting from our classes or
No,
the coaching or
that's
anything we're
why it's a
doing.
nonprofit.
Well, we can make money and we
I
can,
can, but we are volunteering our time, and all the money that does come in goes back out to the community, and
our
doing our challenge calendars, and
our
we're having a
currency is
great
getting
thing.
people healthy is all we're
Yeah.
saying. So we hope that that inspires you. And some of this information, of course, don't take our word for it. The research is there, but when you
Mhm.
do the research, is there solid, unbiased science behind it?
Right.
That's a whole nother thing. A
Yep.
lot of people are like, well, I looked up on WebMD, or when they're looking up
Mhm.
other stuff, I looked on this media station or this study. And I would always go, funded by who?
Yeah.
Funded by who? Because when I found out about how to look for this, who funded the study,
Hmm.
this changed everything.
Oh, big time.
People don't look at this information. And if the study is, if you're telling me that dairy's healthy, I get it. You're going to see studies that say dairy's healthy, but I hate to break it to you. It
Hmm.
was funded by the dairy industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, does that make sense to you?
I mean, that's just like unfair information.
It is unfair information. So, number two, follow the money.
Yeah.
This is how we went plant-based. This is how we got healthy. This is how we started paying attention to how to make these changes. It was like getting more aligned with who funds these studies.
Yeah.
That was shocking when I didn't like hearing this stuff. It
No,
made me go back and rethink
I
everything.
know. I'm like, that's a lot of work.
It was all I've been doing. Who funds the studies? And look where your health advice comes from. Is it from independent research
Hmm.
or is it from corporate sponsors?
Seriously. You gotta, man, I'm telling
I have to talk about this stuff because it was part of our education.
you. Yeah.
This was part of our education with going
Yeah. Like
plant-based,
number three, seek the truth.
even if
Even.
it's uncomfortable. And
Hmm.
man, is it uncomfortable when you hear the truth. And then
Hmm.
when you hear it and you want to tell everybody about it, they crap on you.
Oh, yeah. I'm seriously.
It
It's
was
like,
like they wanted to behead me
yeah.
when I was like, oh my gosh,
I was
can't
like, I'll just
listen.
take the shunning.
Remember, I was like, stop. And I came in strong.
Yeah, we did
I
because
want to,
holy cow, we had a new lease on life.
well,
So,
I'm over here taking these courses and they're coming right out with this evidence that
hmm,
dairy is a carcinogen.
yeah.
How could I not pick up the phone and tell the people that I love the most, hey, I just want to let you know, I read a study, it was peer reviewed, like this is real stuff here, not funded by the dairy industry, and dairy causes cancer. And
There
I
was many
got
studies.
yeah, so, and I was
Yeah.
over the top, and I was, but I love
But I just
people.
thought you should know.
So I
Have a
thought,
great day.
yeah. So I thought, let me just start a nonprofit so that I can volunteer my time so that people realize our intention in this is truly just to help people get healthy because the
Yeah.
information is so staggering out there and
Well, you got to
misguided.
weed through all of that. That it's
We're going to help with that. So,
yeah.
number four,
That's why we're here.
take your health into your own hands.
That's right.
The hardest part about waking up is realizing that we've been lied to. It's
Mhm.
easy to stay in denial, but denial kept us sick.
Totally.
Denial kept us sick. So we had to take our health into our own hands. And I did start off with, let's just try it for a week, a day of this. And
Definitely.
that's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
what I'm going to say to people.
We had to.
Try it for 3 weeks. If you're here listening to this and you want to improve your quality of life, if you want to stop animal cruelty to the best that you can do, if you want to make a positive impact on the planet, get aligned with,
Mhm.
we're going to need to be eating our plants off over here.
Yeah. If you want more life to live,
Yeah, think
really.
about this. Seek information
Hmm.
outside of mainstream media was one of the most shocking things I had to acknowledge.
Yeah.
That was not easy. They were my lifeline every day. I was raised by the news
I know.
and it
Well, that's
crippled
what you
me.
talked about all day with friends and stuff. Like that's you
I
got
was
whatever
stuck in
the
the
story
United
was or
States
whatever.
of Lake
Stephanie.
County. Yeah, just this is where I was stuck hearing
Yeah.
about. When I shut the news and I changed my life and I started breaking some of those beliefs that I had ingrained in my brain from this is genetics, this is never going to change.
Hmm.
That was a lie. Plant-based is not healthy. That was a lie. It's not sustainable. That is a lie.
Right.
It's expensive. That is a lie.
I
It d-
mean, it's all of the above.
so, and it doesn't make money. It
Hmm.
doesn't make money. I mean, I can make money. I could charge what did I do here? I could charge thousands of dollars to coach and do that. You can make money. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, I'd rather make my money be the money that goes back into helping other people. And I, th-
Yeah.
I didn't even know what a humanitarian was when I started, but you guys, I guess I'm a humanitarian because
Basically, we want to help millions, for hundreds instead of helping hundreds for millions. You know what I mean? We don't
it's a good
want,
way to put it.
yeah,
That's Plantspiration.
in a
And
nutshell.
this was Plantspiration Unplugged,
Heck
episode
yeah.
14. Cannot believe
Hmm.
that we made it to 14. And
Why?
I love all these little
It's
wins.
perfect.
Do you guys notice we're getting better at this? Because I'm having a really good time in
Heck
here.
yeah. We don't have any like heart things up for Valentine's Day or
But just
anything, but
like, but just like in the beginning, it was stressful. It
hmm
was overwhelming.
yeah.
There was so much information about podcasts and how to
Oh
start. I mean,
man.
it stopped us for a good 6 months, a year, maybe even years
I mean, there's just so much information and
for everything,
yeah, exactly.
even
It's
for
it's a good lesson.
podcasting.
Yeah, for damn near anything in
I
life.
went for all the information of people who were, I started learning people who were out there just genuinely taking the time to help you, like my mentor, Paul from SCORE.
Hmm.
That means so much that there's no biased,
Definitely.
information on somebody helping me with my business.
That
That
they're
means
just
a lot
helping.
to me.
That's because it's like feels the same.
My
You're helping from
CFO,
the heart, you
my
know.
board members
Hmm.
volunteering their time. That means a lot to me.
Heck yeah.
All of
Me
you,
too.
you mean a lot to me. My family means a lot to me. Every single one of you, and every single one of you listening to this podcast,
Thank you so
you
much.
mean so much to me.
Hmm.
John hears me in the morning with my gratitude for every listener. I don't know each and every one of you, but we are so grateful for every one of you that take the time to listen in here. We don't write the research, we read it, and we just share the fact that making these diet and lifestyle changes can make a significant difference in your life, the quality of life.
Hmm.
And we hope you join us at Plantspiration to prevent, reverse, lose weight, feel great, and learn how to
Heck yeah.
maintain this lifestyle. It is the greatest thing that I've ever done in my life
It is. It's awesome. I
because it
love it.
gave me a second chance at
More
life. So,
life. Yeah.
well, I think we're going to wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up, you guys. We love you.
Thank you so much. Remember to please like, subscribe, share,
Hmm.
and eat your plants off.
Yeah.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you in class. We're going to be crushing it,
Yeah.
talking about batch cooking, meal
Oh, yeah.
prepping, and how to crush chronic disease, lose weight, and feel great. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Leave your
Yeah.
comments below.
And that's the end of the show. Adios.
We got to get better at that.